Welcome to another Plate Stack chat. My name is Jason of Jason Fitness Media. You can find that anywhere online. I am wearing my Palm Beach Breakers tie. That can only mean it is another Grid League show. And very soon I will be breaking the news on the newest member of the Palm Beach Breakers. Before I do that, let's just talk about Strivey for a second that are sponsoring this show. If you're an athlete, Strivey is a great way to track your progress. It actually breaks down your fit level by category, so you can identify your strengths and weaknesses and see where to focus next. You can even get a score from 0 to 100 for every movement and see how you stack up around with compared to other athletes worldwide. So head on over to strivey.app and you can see what they can do for you. But now we have a returning guest to the podcast. So last time we spoke, she told us about her background as a naughty child that was sent to do gymnastics just to give her mum some peace. But it turns out she was pretty good at it and it became an important part of her life. She made her rookie debut in the Grid League last season, but said she was 50-50 on whether she would be coming back, and did reveal at the time that if she would return, it would be on a different team. Well, that 50% has jumped to 100. I'm very happy to say that the gymnastics ninja Lordana Niroda will be back on the grid as a member of the Palm Beach Breakers. So let's find out what happened as we bring Laurie back on the show.
Thank you. Such a nice introduction. Appreciate it.
Oh, well, you're such a lovely guest. And actually, I'll say it now. This isn't a chat to find out about Laurie. If you want to know her story, which was a great conversation we had just after the season wrapped up at the end of last year, you can go back and find that episode. So it was great, to find out about your background and how far gymnastics took you, and then how you ended up in, where you are now out in Dubai. So that's all been very interesting. But one of the things you said, let's just jump straight into it. Right. One of the things you said was you were 50-50 on whether you were coming back. Now you're coming back. So I'm curious to know what changed, or what tipped it then from the kind of doubt to, yes, I want to be back in the first place, before we talk about the Breakers specifically, unless that was the thing. But first of all, for you returning to grid, what was it that tipped the scale in your favor?
Yeah,
and
for
was
sure.
it might have also just been this, Haley's saying, excited to see you in the white jersey this season. I mean, was it that you saw the white jersey and you were like, yeah, I want one of those?
Exactly. I chose that the team because of the color. Now, jokes aside, it was obviously because of the team.
Yeah. Okay.
When I've said 50-50, at that time, I did not know that, Breakers might want me. I think it was also like way too soon to make, some decisions. And once I've got approach, it didn't take me a lot to make a decision. But recently I've just decided that I want to go back.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, I mean, I'm happy that you're back. Of
Thank
course.
you.
I remember, so last time we spoke, we were talking about how you came into grid in the first place. And at that time, you'd had offers from the Palms that you went with. You'd also had offers from the Venom and the Bandits. So it's interesting that you are returning, but not with any of those teams.
Yeah, actually, when I spoke with Matt, he told me like a funny story. Someone, like last year, someone sent him my Instagram page. And when he have seen that, I'm living in Dubai, he said like, no way she would come, to US. And then he said like, yeah, it was a mistake not sending me a message. And he said as well that he didn't want to miss another chance. So that was really nice to hear.
Oh, but yeah, nice. I mean, it's nice to feel wanted. that's definitely.
I guess.
Right. I want to bring this up quickly now, just because, yeah, I can understand. Like last season was crazy because we had Dan flying over from the UK, like for every match, which was just madness. You came from Dubai, but you were only able to get over for sort of one match. Currently, travel around, or international travel around Dubai, is not easy at the moment. is there any concern like, oh no, yeah, I mean, I realize it's a while away, the matches, but do you think you're going to have travel issues? Are you foreseeing any problems with any of that at the moment?
I hope it won't be an issue. It's only March, sorry. It's only March. So by the time I should travel, I really hope that things will calm down. Even last year we had like a small issue at that time, like when I supposed to travel, we had some conflicts around and some flights were, canceled or delayed. But then, things got better and I was obviously able to be over there. But there is like a few more months, and I really hope that everyone will will get to a deal good for everyone.
Yeah, it's hard, isn't it? Because obviously it's they in like the grand scheme of things, this is not that important. Like people doing sport isn't as important as other stuff going on a global scale. But it affects you personally. So you are like trying to think, okay, well, I need to think about my travel plans and what I'm doing with my life. And I don't want it to be disrupted, but I do understand in the grand scheme of things, it's not the most important thing in the world. But I'm in a similar kind of, just thinking about this coming season and how much I'd love to come back for and see everyone again and make it to an event, and trying to think about how am I going to fund that and things like that. And then in the back of my mind there's do I want to try and travel to America at the moment, or is this maybe not the right season for me to try and make it back? I don't know. But yeah, if people want me there, then we'll find a way.
Yeah,
We'll make it happen.
I'm trying to take things like step by step and not think so much ahead.
Yeah.
I'm really positive that things will get better. Like it has to be better. We cannot live this way. It's not good for anyone.
Yeah, we live in hope.
Exactly.
Okay. So you're joining the Breakers. This is interesting. Did you watch the playoffs and the championship matches from? You say, of course. You might have said, "Well, I'm not in it anymore. I don't care."
Nah.
You were on the fence about coming back. You might have just turned all grid off. I don't know.
It doesn't matter, like I really love what happened over there, and it's a great sport to watch.
Yeah. Did you have a chance to kind of get to know any of because obviously you weren't there that long, you didn't get to spend that much time with the different teams, but did you have a chance to meet any of the players on the Breakers while you were there, get to know any of the guys and girls that are on those teams?
Not much.
Not much. Oh, so it'd be nice for you, get to make some new friends.
Yeah, always good. Yeah.
Always good. They're all lovely people.
Yeah, I
was going to say from what I've heard, but I've actually met quite a lot of them, so I can now confirm.
Then I trust you.
If you trust me, good. I'll send you a list later with they're all nice people apart from this one. Yeah, avoid that. No, that's not true. You're all lovely, I'm sure. Apart from Billy, who makes me do too many burpees, but apart from her, everyone else is. How has your kind of, all right, so I mean, you train like crazy anyway all the time, and you're coaching, so there's all of that. But at what point were you sort of, I'm going back, I'm going to be back on the grid, so there's some grid specific training that I need to start I mean, I know you love playing around on the rings and doing kind of fun little tricks and challenges anyway, but I think last time we spoke about the fact that you had some really incredible skills that on Instagram look incredible. And I think I said, like, when you do some of the movements, they by far, I can't remember, said maybe like the most elegant or the most beautiful version of it. But that was in itself a little bit of a problem because it meant they were a bit slower.
Yeah.
So at what point are you like, I'm back on the grid, I need to start making these faster, making it like, have you all been doing that since the season ended? Or is that now now I know I'm back on the grid, I need to start working on some of these specific kind of grid only skills?
Yeah, so I've decided just last week that I'm going to, to be back on the grid league floor. I've been doing a lot of upper body strength, but just like strict work, like basics, which obviously is going to transfer very well to the skills. So yeah, in the coming weeks, I'm gonna start working for the skills I'm gonna need to perform over there.
Is there anything in particular that you're like, okay, this is one, because I know you, like, there's certain things you did, like the ring to handstand. I think you were the only female athlete to do that. But that's, that's maybe not showing up as much or not doing as many reps as things like the kind of, what was it, like I'm trying to, like L-sit to handstand, stuff like that. That was much more. We were seeing more girls taking that on, and this whole variation of like different approaches to it. Is there anything kind of on the little checklist of movements that you're like, okay, these are a couple that I'm gonna spend a bit more time playing around with?
So obviously, as I'm a bodyweight specialist, I'm going to do, most of the gymnastic skills, but obviously it depends very much on how we are going to plan, every match and every race. And yeah, I'm going to do whatever it takes to make the team to win.
Yeah. Very good. Well, yeah, you better.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think adding it's really interesting because, I mean, they've got, like Haley's in the chat. She's got a lot of gymnastic skills as well, and Sabrina and different ones. So they've got some good gymnasts on the team already. They've got some incredibly strong athletes. You've got Vida, you've now got Ro. So you've got, they've had some strong girls on the team already. They've added more strength to the team, which is great. Now you're getting kind of, the highest end of like gymnastic skills included as well. I'm really interested because as you said, then there's the planning factor, right? So you've got some incredible athletes. I'm so excited to see how kind of what Matt pulls out in how he's going to utilize all the strengths you've got of these different athletes. And then you've got Josh, who's running the numbers in his head probably already, and he's have you had a chance to chat with, now that you're on the team, even if you've not met them in person, have you had much of a chance to chat with the different athletes, kind of get to know them a little bit over social media or in some of the notorious WhatsApp groups that exist that I'm never included in?
I'm gonna make a request for you.
Please do. And actually, before you, I also have to say thank you, Matt, because he shot me a message the other day, offering this opportunity, which was very nice, and I do appreciate it. So I must thank the wonderful Matt Hornaday and the Breakers, and thank you guys. Please continue.
We actually had a meeting. This morning for me, it was afternoon for them. Right. So I've got to see who's part of the team. But other than that, sometimes like I know Haley. Sometimes we are talking on Instagram, but yeah, other than that, I don't know them very well. I'm just looking forward to meet the entire team.
Yeah, very good. Well, when's that going to happen then? So we mentioned before, and this was one of the kind of the issues, and you are traveling far, and so last season you went to Texas. You hated the food. I remember that. I remember it being, you liked the cowboy hat, you hated the food. That was the Texas experience. Will you be playing more than one match this season? Let's start with that question.
Yeah, for sure.
Excellent. Very good. So that's good for everybody, including you.
Maybe not for the other teams,
Oh, there you go. Clip that. There we go. Just to light a little fire, a little bit of competition under everybody. This season's crazy already. I mean, we've got 2 new teams added to the roster. There's stuff going on. I can't wait to see what's going to happen. So you're going to be there more often, which is great. Are you going to be there from the very first match, do you know? Or are you going to be turning up a little bit later in the season? Obviously, logistics plays a huge factor into all of this.
Yeah, so I am planning to be in US the entire month of August.
Right.
And then, the playoffs for sure.
The playoffs for sure. And the championship match, of course. Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, let's manifest all of that. Exciting, yeah. That's good. So you should be able to get a good chunk of the season. I don't know if they've officially announced. I know players and owners and teams and other people know when it feels like most of the matches are going to be played. I don't think it's been officially announced anywhere yet, and I don't want to get in trouble, so I'm not going to ask you to do that.
Okay.
but we can assume that, you know, at least a good portion of the season you'll get a decent number of matches and opportunities to shine on the grid.
Yeah, and I also like you want to have the chance to, you know, to visit US a bit, because last time I've been to Dallas, and I didn't have, you know, time to visit. And, you know, if I'm traveling so long, at least to get more things done.
Yeah, but you know you're talking to the wrong person about this, because I think I spent 2 days in the US and then flew home, and that was it. That was
when I've seen, I was like, oh yeah, that's crazy. And you had some troubles with the flight, I still remember.
Oh yeah, so do I. So do I. No, I've got a kind of crazy idea for something I'd maybe like to do this season. But I need to speak to some other people to see if there's any way it could happen, but that might make things, yeah, maybe better. We'll see. Okay. So you're going to be there for more matches. What are the obstacles then for you at the moment? So I know, like, obviously there's the financial burden of travel, which is hit, you know, I know that because that's a problem I face. I know it's a problem that you have to face. It's a problem for the athletes that are already in the US. Like, that's one of the challenges, isn't it? Is making sure they're getting funding, making sure they're getting enough money to be able to, well, for them, it's more about being able to travel and maybe take a day off work so they can travel the day before or something. For you, if you're planning to spend like an entire month at least out there, that's not just travel, accommodation, that's also a month you're not working. And so, you know, unless, well, maybe, I don't know, maybe you've got some online coaching or something you can do, but have you already started thinking about how you're going to, like, have you got plans in place on how you're going to manage all of that as, you know, becoming a more, not full-time athlete, but you know what I mean? Like, that's, yeah.
Obviously, that was also like the reason I decided to go again, to be part of this season. Once I have seen the dates of the matches and how I can, you know, play things around, it made more sense that I should be over there. And I always think about everything ahead. So I have a plan. Even last year, I am grateful to say that I've been like so helped. We have done some supporter t-shirts, and I've sold like more than 100 t-shirts. I had clients and friends over here that, you know, really helped me financially. And yeah, I am sure I'm gonna sort things out. If you really want to do something, you're always gonna find a way. You know, it's easy to find excuses, but, you know, you just have to find a way, work hard, and then, you know, make things happen.
Okay. Well, don't tell me that, because now it feels like if I don't come, that I didn't try.
No, for me, it's always been like I really loved grid, and yeah, it's been my dream. I really think, you know, I don't know, the grid was made for me, or I was made for grid, one of the other. And I don't do a lot of competitions. I don't travel a lot for the comps. And yeah, it's one thing I love, and I really think I deserve to, you know, to do all these things to fulfill my dream.
Yeah, well, it makes sense. Josh is telling me no excuses, so. Oh dear. Okay, Josh, we need to chat, but I'll send you a message later. Okay, that is good, and you're right. You know, if people follow you on social media, they see that you are kind of fixed where you are at Alioth. You're there. You've put up lots of coaching stuff. You put up lots of kind of fun playing around in the gym, but you can kind of see that you're based there. You're not jetting off all over the world, traveling, doing events and things like that. So I suppose if we zoom out and look at other athletes that are sort of, well, I'm just doing a comp this weekend over here, and I'm doing a comp that weekend over there, and I'm doing, in the grand scheme of things, you're kind of just putting it all together and being like, well, you know what, instead of me doing multiple weekends throughout the year, bang, 1 month, there you go, fit an event in at the beginning and at the end, some travel time in between. So it does all level out. I think another good thing for you is obviously it's true in grid, it's true in CrossFit, it's true like all the kind of fitness racing or event type stuff at the moment is, you know, they're not necessarily paying the way for people. It's a lot of social media is what's really helping, and making sure you're getting sponsors that are getting seen when you're doing stuff. I always feel like for athletes like yourself, you do have that benefit of the stuff you do on the grid, or even when you're practicing, is the stuff that clips so well for social media and gets a lot of views, because it's the stuff that looks insane and that other people are just like, how are they doing that? And I always feel it's a bit of a shame for like some of the strong athletes, because some of the strong athletes are lifting weights that, if you know like how hard that is, you're like, wow, that's incredible. But just looking at it on my, you know, on somebody looking at it on their phone, they're like, yeah, they're lifting a heavy barbell. So's this guy, so's that guy. And you're like, well, that's not really true. They're very different weights. But when you see somebody doing some kind of flip or something on the rings, or a handstand up a ramp, jumping onto a box and going down the other side, things like that, that's what gets shared on social media. Which I feel like, are you able to leverage that at all? Is that kind of a conversation you're having with any companies and being like, look, you know, I don't want to say it's guaranteed, but there's a good chance if I'm wearing something of yours, or I'm using something of yours, or I'm promoting something of yours, it will probably get seen by a lot of people.
Yeah, so I have a few people helping me with that, and you know, pushing a few things for me. And now, because I had the experience over there, and obviously I have some content from last year, it's easier to, you know, step forward and say like, look, this is what I've done last year. I'm planning to go again, and you know, in which way we can collaborate and, you know, make some brands visible and help each others.
Yeah. And you can say, and I'm going to be wearing like a white top this time, so it's going to pop even more on the screen.
Be visible.
What was your, like, obviously you were saying like it feels like grid was made for you, or you were made for grid. For you, what's the, because you've done very high level gymnastics, you're CrossFit level 2, aren't you? So you've done, you know, you've been involved in CrossFit, you've seen, you know, there's so much kind of experience that you've got to pull from. What is it about grid then that really sings to you, that you think, you know, this is the sport I love to do?
You know, just because you only have to do the things that you are good at, right? Like,
yeah,
it's easier to showcase your capabilities. Like,
right.
especially for someone like me, it's not an excuse, but for someone like me, short, really lightweight, no matter how much work I can put into things, it's gonna be very difficult to compete with someone just a bit more heavier, right? It's like, it's physics, am I right?
Yeah.
So,
oh, you don't need to tell me this.
okay.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah, with grid, it's just like, I don't know, you know, when things are feeling like just natural, and I don't have to actually think how I should do things. You know, it's just like I get to practice, and then I am good at. So that's why I'm saying, you know, that affirmation that I was made for grid, or grid was made for me.
Yeah. Or at least bodyweight specialist of grid.
Yeah, bodyweight specialist, of course, of course.
Yeah, they're not going to make you do the yoke carry or something like that. That's fine.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so.
Yeah,
unless they want to carry me on the yoke.
Yeah, Josh will put you on the yoke, then pick up the yoke just to get some bonus points. No, it's a good point, because it is sort of like a competition of highlight reels, really, because people can pull up, you know, content from, you know, a high level CrossFit athlete and be like, oh, but look, they're not very good at this, and decide to pick on that thing. And you're like, yeah, because you've picked their worst movement, like the thing they struggle with the most because of their body type and their weight and their this and their that. But if you'd shown clips of them doing this, they look incredible. Whereas, and you're saying like with grid, you just never have to be put in that position where you're doing the thing that you're not gonna. And I get that. Like, I mean, similar to you, I weigh 70 kilos, like 74 on a really good day if I've been training consistently for a little while. And yeah, great. Now I can lift those heavier weights when there's like an RX weight in the open, for example, and it'll be like, oh, you've got to do cleans at 80 kilos. It's like, yeah, of course I can do that. Great. But that's cleans over my body weight every rep. And then there's somebody else there who's 90 kilos. So he's getting to do reps under his body weight. And like, yeah, we can both do them, but obviously he can do them faster than me. It's like, it's just as hard as I try. It's so, you can improve your technique, you can get stronger, you can do all of those things, but at a certain point, there's only so much you can do.
Especially if you want to be like competitive. It's not let's see, in our advantage, but like you said, like it's good that you get to challenge and you get to get better and get stronger. But for me, I'm like realistic, and I've always said you only have to be good at one thing to be successful. You don't have to be good at a lot of things.
Okay. I'm reevaluating everything I'm doing in the gym at the moment in real time. No, and I also want to say on that note of like, oh, there's only yes, you can get stronger. Yes, you can get like better at doing all of these things. But all of this, I'm saying, because I heard myself back a little bit ago, and I thought, oh, that's all of that is in relation to other people that are training as hard as you are and that are athletes. So like this guy who weighs 90 kilos and I weigh 70, it's like, if I'm not pulling some random guy from the street who weighs 90 kilos. You're like, we're both training hard in the gym. He's got that edge on me. And if we're both training the same way, he is going to constantly be pulling ahead in that area. But then we've got to go and do handstand push-ups, and suddenly he's got to push up more weight than me, and that's my chance to catch him. And all of that is relative to, we're talking about the athletes that are all training, not some random stranger that I've pulled off the street. Because obviously, I think we could go and get somebody who's a lot bigger than you, a lot heavier than you, hand them a barbell and say, try and do this, and you could probably still outperform them. But if we're going to grid and we're picking a strength specialist and giving them the barbell, you've got no chance, right? That's their skill set. Yeah. Okay. That being said, we talk about the ladder.
Yeah.
So when I speak to Grid League athletes, it almost feels like this sense of, I don't know, pride that, oh, and then they started using me for the ladder. Like it was like meant they'd hit some level of strength and it was so. Is there any drive for you with that at all? Or are you like, no, I don't need to be good at doing that kind of thing. I'm just leave me on the rings and go away.
I love weightlifting, and I don't know if you remember, I've told you that, the ladder is one of my favorite races because it's so much adrenaline, and it's really nice to watch, especially when you are there. But I don't have such drive. Sometimes over here, I'm doing some weightlifting competitions, which I perform very well because, it's related to my body weight. Yeah. Exactly, weight classes. But now let's let the strength specialists do their thing. I just gonna enjoy watching them and cheer for them.
Okay. Looking ahead to the season that is coming up, then, considering it, you have been following the end of the season. You follow different ones on social media. You have chatted with some. There's always speculation about new movements that might show up, or like a new ringer that could show up. Is there anything that you would love to see show up that hasn't already, or something that they could bring back, or an element that could be included in a ringer race? Like how much thought do you give to the format of grid and the matches and the races and that?
Yeah, that's actually a nice question. I never thought of a skill that I would like to perform, and I haven't seen it yet. But now, because you asked, yeah, probably I would like to see something new, something crazy, obviously. What I would choose, maybe burpee box flip over, something like
Yeah.
that, you know, something like, yeah, a bit extreme probably. But yeah, because I can do them, I would like to do them on a grid floor.
Yeah, it feels like there was a little period. I can't remember. I feel bad now because I can't remember maybe who the third person that kept getting tagged. Maybe it was Haley. It might have been Haley. But I remember there was a little period where like you would do something, and then like Eric would have a go, and then
Yeah.
someone else would have a go, and then Eric would try something, and you'd be tagged in it, and we'd see you kind of go. Any of those kind of things you think we could? Because I'm trying to remember which ones there were. I could, and for some every time I think about it, I can only remember the. Was it Chelsea maybe there was another person doing it? There was one on a rope. You did something on a rope as well. I can't even remember what that was now.
On the rope?
Yeah.
Maybe when I took my t-shirt off?
Yes.
Yeah, that one, yeah.
Yeah, you guys
But
were just
that's
hanging with your legs. No,
that's
but
not
it was
hard.
more the I think the handstand ramp jump.
Yes,
I'm
yeah.
intrigued to see if they're gonna. So last season we had like the kind of having to go sideways, having to go, and you did that one, right?
Yes, I've done that.
Yes.
That rigger, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Who won that ringer? Okay. And did you do that against Eric?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Interesting. Yeah, and it's all coming back to me. So so that was like an evolution of, you know, just the handstand sprints that they've done in the past, or like the handstand sled pull. Oh, how would you deal with something like that? Because you're very skilled, but you said you're very light. If we strapped a sled to you, would that be an issue doing a handstand sled pull, or you'd be fine with that?
I will be fine. I've done like some videos like long time ago when I was just like watching grid and people were sending me videos to try. And actually I pulled my body weight, which is a bit more than my body weight, 50 kgs, which is 105 pounds.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna be fine. Upside down, it's upside down.
It's the same for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no difference in your life being upside down or being on your feet. You're like, it's
yeah,
fine,
you know, especially after the first open workout, I was just upside down because I couldn't use my legs anymore.
That's convenient for you. Everyone else is moaning, oh, my legs hurt so much, my legs hurt, and you're just like handstand walking out of the gym, go home.
I have options.
Yeah. You've got options, yes. I mean, we have to chat about this off pod probably, but I saw Shay, one of your teammates, posting up a thing about she's like learning to handstand walk, having always been very anxious being upside down, and you know, now she's and I've been thinking a lot about it recently. So during the lockdown, I did a handstand kind of course because we were stuck at home and I couldn't do anything else. And I finished that being able to hold like a freestanding handstand. And then it just, you know, I just stopped practicing because I got busy and I've just lost it. I just can't do it. But like I can do handstand push-ups against the wall, stuff like that. I've got no problem kicking up against the wall, all of that. It's all fine. So I've definitely got like the strength to be up in that position. It's all the balance. That's where I fall apart. And I'll be like turning 39 in like 2 months. And I'm just thinking, oh man, by 40, I would love to just be so confident on my hands. To the point that I don't want to learn to handstand walk until I can like, so we're doing a lot of handstand walk practice in the box, but it's all that kind of like falling and chasing your feet.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I want to be able to like nail a freestanding handstand and then start walking. Even if I think it will be slower, I just want to have that kind of awareness and control. So
yeah, once you have the handstand hold, handstand walk is going to be like piece of cake. Because like you said, like you're gonna understand, you know, the right position that you should be upside down. And it's way more harder than handstand walk. And it requires way more practice. Just like repetitions over.
Do you think I can do it? Do you think I can get it by 40? That's like a year and 2 months.
Yeah, 100%. You just have to put the work in. That's it. Every day, 5 minutes. You can make the math in 1 year and 2 months. You're gonna have a lot of handstands in your backpack.
Yeah, and then in 2027 we can do like a ringer handstand walk challenge or something. No.
Well, maybe this is another reason for you to come to Grid this year, so I can help you with the handstand.
Yeah. Is this still a Jason Gridley made it? Sort of, Heidi. I mean, you know, Laurie is a CrossFit level 2 coach, but she's also traveling from Dubai to the States to compete in Grid next year. But on what day did I do a podcast? Monday, Tuesday, Monday maybe. I had people that were playing in the Arnold Fitness Games, which is very much a CrossFit game, a CrossFit event. So it depends which day of the week you're coming, to be honest. But this is a Grid one. Yeah. Okay. I will. Yeah. Well, we need to speak about this off pod because I need to. You know, same put in the work. The 5 minutes put in the work. I just need to think what the work is, and then
Yeah.
I'll.
I've told you also last time. Anytime you just have to ask me. Happy to help.
Okay. Well, I'm asking you. I know. I do. You know what I need to do is not ask you. I need you to bully me, and just make me do it, and just say, "How are you doing it?" And I'll be like, "Oh, yeah, I should be
Not
doing
bullying.
it."
You just keep you accountable.
Just keep me accountable. That's what I need. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think there's so many skills over the years that I've learned and forgotten that I find it so frustrating to be like. And then there are other things like double unders. It doesn't matter how long I go between picking up a jump rope and doing them. I don't think I'll ever forget how to do double unders. But there are other things that if I don't do it frequently, it's just gone. Like ring muscle ups, I have learned and forgotten to do so many times in the years I've done CrossFit, which isn't great when the open comes around.
Yeah, but I guess it's just because you don't practice often, right?
Yeah, it's almost like in my life, the priorities of what comes up, as much as I go to the box. Well, it's also I just do classes. That's me.
Yeah.
It's been like 9-10 years almost of just going and doing whatever's programmed for the class. So if it's not programmed or it's programmed the day that I didn't go, I don't do it. But hey. And every time the open comes around and I sign up for the open and I get my little sticker or whatever, like badge, and it's saying like, oh, it's your 8th open. And I just think to myself, man, I should be so much better at this by now. I've been doing this so long. But
with a handstand, you can practice at home. Yeah, you just said that you were practicing during COVID. So with a handstand, you don't have any excuse.
And what I've also got is I have a handstand board, because with my initials on it as well, because it was the prize from the handstand course I did. There was like a whole group of us, and I think like the top 3 improvements kind of got prizes. So I've got like a nice board that I can put down, so even it's nice and flat and stable and has kind of like grip tape on it, so it's good for so I don't have many excuses, and the excuses I do have are getting chipped away at. But okay, but that doesn't change anything. You're going to compete, not me. But if we happen to be in America at the same time this year, it would be good. It would be good that I could be like, no, I have been practicing. Look, and show some level of improvement. That would be good.
And then we can challenge together.
Well, we'll see. Yeah. So when you start seeing the day that my Instagram feed starts to look like your Instagram feed, and you're like, oh, Jason's doing all these crazy tricks, we'll know something has happened. We just don't know what it is, but definitely something has happened. No, very exciting. It was when Matt sent me the message saying like, oh, we've got another player if you want to announce them, and I saw it was you. I was like, oh, this is easy. And I think I messaged you straight away, and I was like, great, let's just get you on the podcast. And it was so easy to set up. We set up immediately, so that's really good. I'm happy that you're going out there. I'm happy that you're joining the Breakers. They're a lovely team. I love all the teams. I've got to always clarify. I do love all the teams. The Breakers were the team that got me into Grid in the first place, so they will always have a soft spot. I will always have a soft spot for them because of that. And then they do stuff like this, which I also appreciate. But I'm also very excited to see how the new teams do. Have you paid attention at all to the new teams, any of the players that they've signed, anything like that? Are you stalking the competition in any way?
I'm not looking to other teams.
No.
I don't think I have to be honest. I also like, even if I look into that, I don't know them. So that would be just, spending more time on Instagram, which I don't really want to. I would rather put that time into, playing around in the gym.
Yeah. And I suppose it's always one of those things where, like, even if you, like, it doesn't change, there's nothing you can do to stop anyone. Like, if someone's really fast at a movement, you can try and get as fast as them, and that's it. Like, there's nothing else. Yeah, there's nothing else you can do. Like, you can't slow them down in any way. So knowing, like, oh, they're really fast, if you're going as fast as you possibly can, that's it, right?
I never,
like, that's all
I've
you
never
can do.
liked to, to look to others and to compare myself with others. It's never been my thing, and I really hope it will never be, one of my things.
Yeah.
I just have to do me, and knowing that, I've done my best, and which I will always do. I know that, great results will come.
Okay. Well, I'm very happy to hear that. That's very good. You've got a very healthy approach to this. I do wonder how you feel when Grid cut up video and put it, like, they quite often like to do these little posts where they post people going head to head and, like, comparisons of, and even if it, like, wasn't a ringer and you were going head to head, sometimes they'll be like, look, this athlete did 3 reps in 5 seconds and this person in 6 seconds, and it was so close, and things like that. So it is this sort of forced comparison which you just have to not look at, I suppose.
Not really. I'm just telling myself, okay, you just have to get better, you just have to get faster. So it's always, against me and against my abilities.
Yeah. Okay. Have you told people in the gym already that you're going back to Grid then? Do people know? And if so, what have their reactions been?
I've actually haven't told people in the gym. Not really. Only my best friend knows, and also you and the other people that were involved before making the reveal.
Excellent. Okay. Well, I look forward to seeing what their response is. I'm sure they're going to be happy that you're going to be back out there. Do they? Because you said, like, to get out last time, you had a lot of support from your gym, your friends, kind of the community you've built around yourself. Are they all now following Grid League? Are they like, oh, now Laurie's involved, we gotta start watching this?
Yeah, some of them obviously like followed. Probably most of them. I had a few people, just waking up very late or very early to actually watch the live, which, once again, I am grateful to have such people around me.
Yes. Okay. And now they're like, oh man, we've got to start waking up early. She's going back. Oh, we're going to get to sleep this season, but no, she's going back. Okay. Right. Ooh, final question. Let's go for one that's going to be a bit. So the Breakers reached out. You signed with the Breakers. You're back with them. You told me that at the very end of the season, like as soon as the season ended, you already told the Palms that you just didn't feel it was the right fit, so you weren't going to go back with them. Between the Breakers kind of getting in contact and you joining them, had other teams reached out again? Have you disappointed other people by signing with the Breakers?
I had another 2 teams that have asked.
Were they the same teams that asked last time?
No.
Okay, right. So last time it was the Venom and the Bandits. This time, were they new teams, newly formed teams?
No, I won't say more than that. So.
Okay. Well, I've just eliminated 4 of the teams, and the Breakers, which is the 5th team, and the Palms, which is the 6th team. So I'm gonna say the Lions and the Sharks, but that's because I think they're the only 2 teams left. I
won't say yes or no. So.
Okay. You don't have to.
Yeah.
I use my Sherlock Holmes abilities and innate Englishness to just solve it. Okay. Well, thank you for always being available and open and chatting about all of this, and for all the help you're going to give me with my handstands in the future as well.
Yeah.
And Shay must be so excited that you're joining the team, because if she's working on her handstands as well, she's got another person to put. Although, yeah, she's got already. You got a lot of good players on your team that are great on their hands as well, and jumping up,
Yes.
jumping upside down and stuff. I think there's when I was there for the playoffs on the Friday, when they were just doing like the team practice, and Sprinter's doing like the aerials, not to practice, just to celebrate. Just they were pretending. They did it like they ran through one of the races, and then they also did the celebration as they had won the race. So she did like the aero, and Shay's just like so jealous. She was like, "Oh, if I could just flip." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm right there with you." So you can help Josh as well. I'd love to see him do an aerial. That would be amazing.
Yeah, I would love to see him flipping around.
Yeah, so a couple of extra little goals, some bonus goals for you there. Well, so Josh says, Shay told me Laurie could live with us if she'd help her walk. So there you go. We've solved your accommodation problem. They've also got a great gym, so that's a good solution. Yeah.
The real is that paid the bills, I've always said that.
Yeah. I mean, they've got a swimming pool. Like they got seems like they've got a pretty nice setup where they are as well. So there are worse places you could find yourself. And if all you need to do, so now I need to master handstand walking so well, so that I can teach Shay, so that I can get invited to stay with Josh.
Yes. Well,
it feels like a long process. Right. Well, I'm gonna let you go, because I realize again, time zones and things play into that. But thank you for your time. Thank you for breaking the news that you are back on the grid with the Breakers. They did incredibly well last season, and if they're going to, like, the only way they can do better this season than last season is winning their playoff match, and then being in that final. And once you're in the final, anything can happen. And so I'm really excited to see. Obviously there's some additional Alabama is not great, but we're pretty cool, so yeah, that's fine. As you know, Josh, when I travel to America, I don't look at anything in the area I'm at. I stay in buildings. So for me, that's fine. Yes, he's distracted me as I was wrapping up. No, yeah, all the best on your final bits of preparation then, as you go out and you try and help the Breakers. I mean, they went from a team that just could not win matches. They just couldn't, like, they could only beat the Venom, that was it, to suddenly being this like powerhouse team last season, shocking everyone. And if they can ride that momentum into this season, despite having now the Wolves to contend with, the Carolina Flight as another team that they've been added, so there's more people that are going to try and get that championship, but there's just more opportunities for you to shine, right? I guess that's the way we look at it. Okay, well, thank you everyone for jumping in, those in the chat, those that popped in and out during the episode. Hopefully this was a surprise and not we all already knew. I'm always like with the thumbnails as well. I'm like, this could be anyone. This could be anyone. But that is a picture of you, by the way, just in case you were curious. That absolutely was a picture.
Yeah, I've actually figured it out.
Yeah.
That's my style of taking pictures.
Yes. But what I did is I found a picture, but I made sure that the picture I found was like you had to find the Instagram post, and then you'd have had to swipe like 4 or 5 slides to get to that picture. So I was like, nobody's stumbling across that. Yeah. That's pretty safe. That's pretty safe. Very good. All right. Well, thank you, Laurie. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, the Breakers. And if you want to see more from Laurie, go follow her Instagram. You see some absolutely insane, silly things that she does in the gym, and then you'll be able to follow her travels and journey to the States for Grid as well. So yeah, go do that. Go do that right now.